now move to Skye and to hear his perspective from the academy as a student to jumping into your own family business, what barriers, best practices, and big ideas.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Skye Blanks. I'm the Chief Operation Officer for ICSB. I'm also the Vice President of and co-founder of Primo Cannabis Company with my father. And so I come from two places. I come from a family business. Growing up, I was aware of what entrepreneurship was. I had an idea of what that meant because my father was always telling me and my brothers, I never want to be told what to do. He wants to be his own boss. And that was his goal motivation. So he founded Real Gym, Mind and Muscle, which was a fitness gym and training for regular people and also athletes. So I grew up watching him build this company. While I went to school, I went for international affairs and I saw, not much talk about entrepreneurship. And, I think that's a barrier for a lot of people, young people, is they don't really know what does entrepreneurship mean. What's the definition of that? Is it just going to business school? Is it learning these different practices? Is it not going to school and just starting your own startup? And so when I went to George Washington University in DC, there was a minor called creativity, entrepreneurship. It was entrepreneurship minor, and I was introduced to this world of entrepreneurship. And so seeing, the curriculum and being kind of forced to participate in startup competitions that and think outside the box, work with a team that you put together with your class was very helpful in seeing what entrepreneurship was. And so another observation I made when I went through my schooling and came out and graduated was that a lot of people don't have trust. And that's the trust for young people, trusting the young people to make connections, because in business it's all about trust. If I can do business with you, I need to trust you. And young people don't have a trust in the system. There's not a trust in the system of what is a traditional employer going to give for me. I can go do stuff online and do e-commerce and make my own business doing this and that. I think there's a new culture emerging with young people that they don't want to just work a traditional 9 to 5. That's why you see a lot of people pushing back about going back to the office after the pandemic. They want to have flexibility. And so, yes, people like security. They want a traditional job. And you see that, in different spaces like Dr. Skua mentioned. But in terms of the people that are still working to be entrepreneur and have an idea of what they want to build, they don't really know who to talk to and how to get there. And so some best practices I've seen that worked well for people that want to pursue entrepreneurship was that they were able to work in a short-term program, kind of like the ICSB Academy, where they are working with other students or other scholars to apply an idea and solve a problem. Once you do a practice of solving problems and getting confident in yourself and building confidence, as we heard from the we panel, you are able to move forward. And so a lot of institutions do these startup competitions that are very helpful for a student to gain confidence in an idea that they see as something they want to build. And so when they compete against other students, have validation from judges, and are pointed to investors and pointed to getting funding, they have this confidence and motivation to keep moving forward. And so, connecting those individuals and having this validation of, hey, I won this competition, so now I have trust. And so that is building a resume for young people. And so when they can build these things and point to things on their resume and their portfolio saying, I won this competition, I'm validated by, Rowan University or George Washington University or Seton Hall, or I'm, validated by this program I participated in, they are able to tell the story better. And so having, I guess it goes into the big idea portion, is having a course or a mentor to tell you how to package your resume and panel and portfolio of what you are as a person, as a business owner, can really help you get to the next level. You see, having someone vouch for you, having an advocate. I think that's something that a lot of young people are struggling to find, because you might find an advocate in your professor, you might find an advocate in a colleague, but you need to know, how about those people that aren't going to university or not having those conversations? How are they going to have access? And so, making that more accessible, using, online programs, having more social gatherings and meetups in places like Gwangju in South Korea. I was, in a program earlier this week, and I met individuals from South Korea that were elderly trying to learn English, and they wanted to talk to me because I was a native English speaker. And they asked me, "Oh, how old are you?" And I told them, I'm 24, I have my MBA, and they all were in shock. Because at 24 here, a lot of men are just finishing their undergrad. And I think, having more conversations about what can you do in that time, maybe in different cultures, you have different responsibilities, but you need to also have those people thinking about entrepreneurship and thinking about how to innovate and have a plan for when they are able to really implement those skills. And so I guess that's my big idea.
That's great. No, thank you, Skye. And you have a lot of fans in the audience. One is sitting there coming to listen to you. This idea of trust, though, and building connection and having the space to do so in the universities, we interact every day, but those who don't have that privilege, giving them that space is, I think it is a big idea. And packaging portfolios with experiences like the academy that we're doing here is also very, very good.